Congratulations. I'm so glad you're here. We are talking heroes and rescuers and honoring those who serve in the Texas flood this past week. And such devastation. We'll get to that in a moment. But we're peeling back the layers and honoring people that may not, be on Good Morning America, and letting people know that there's still kindness and still goodness in the world. My name's Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom. I founded the Warrior Nation when my son was medically injured at 22 months of age. He was just a baby. And the 12 plus years since then, we have walked through hell. Now we walk through it like we own the place, and you can too. Our mission here is to take water back to those still in the fire. And my very heartfelt message tonight is that we can celebrate the amazing, heroic actions of these unsung heroes, and we can be stronger together. Now, there's a lot of both sides making this political. This is not a political post. This is, hey, there's goodness in the world, and we are here to celebrate that. Now, in the Wayback Machine, this is where Warrior Mom started, and that is me at the kitchen table with the baby Zach. He is now 6'1". I will show you that picture in a moment. And when the military moves you, we moved from Japan back to the States. And instead of renting a house while we were house hunting, we stayed with relatives. And yes, that kitchen has not been updated since the 1970s. And I remember that like it was last week, sitting at that computer with my coffee and baby, and being so angry with my MacBook going, I cannot believe moms are being shamed online. And it just lit a fire in me. And my heartfelt prayer is that you will give us the next few moments and come on in and join the movement. And we are here to walk in purpose and champion our calling. Our 3 pillars, 4, when we drill down a lot, is community connection. Then we contribute. We will talk about how to support the flood recovery efforts and how you can discern which charities are the best choices to donate to. And then once we contribute, then we're going to champion our calling and walk in purpose. And I hope that helps you know sort of a little bit about me. Now, in the chat, let us know where you're chiming in from. If you threw a dart at the U.S., I'm right in the middle in Oklahoma. And yes, the weather is crazy. And our neighbors to the south have really gone through it. Now, fast forward to just a few months ago. This is a medical trip my son and I were on. He has his big ear defenders. He has sensory processing disorder, and he's also diagnosed autism spectrum disorder level 3 nonverbal. And we told the doctors, who says, what's the workaround? And we are doing everything they told us he would never be able to do. And we're finding the help. We have been through a really challenging season. He has wisdom teeth coming in, and it is not pretty. And I'm telling you what, I've questioned my sanity beyond anything I could articulate right now. And of course, the dogs decide to bark because I'm recording. It's real life. I mean, we have an open door policy here. So I hope that you will just grab your tea, your coffee, your adult beverage, whatever, and just listen for the next few moments. And we are going to celebrate the unsung heroes of this tragedy. And I don't have all the answers. What I do know is that when we find something to be grateful for, everything changes. Okay, so probably we'll start with the big news. Probably someone you've heard about is he was on Good Morning America. And this is his very first mission. And he is a young Coast Guard swimmer who made the bold choice to save 165 lives just in this one event. And his first name is Scott. And I think his last name is Roski or something. Sorry if I didn't get that right. And he has been interviewed all over. And it was so amazing to hear that he stayed with these young campers and he encouraged them and helped them be calm in a crisis, and ended up saving over 165 lives this last event this weekend. And I want you to know, you don't have to have big heroics to make a huge difference. Hear my heart. The National Association of School Psychologists, which I am not, I am a mom and I am a champion, because When you are a special needs mom, especially in a state that does not value children over 10 that have special needs, there's no services. You have to fight tooth and nail. We go to war every single day to find quality services for them and to get the individualized education plan and require the school to follow that plan because they're already getting paid a lot of money by the federal government to have that plan. And we walk alongside other moms and make sure they're getting the resources from their state's parent centers to go to war. Now, we don't need to save 165 lives. Sometimes, some days, I'm just doing great to not hurt anybody in my circle. It's not easy, and it is not Pollyanna. I'm just choosing. I have learned that I will never feel ready. That when I take action, that's when I feel ready. I take action, I learn how not to do it so that I can really learn to do it successfully, whatever that is. Talking with the school board, talking with the superintendent, talking with the local charities that support our special needs children. Now, in this event, there's a lot of politic nonsense. We're not here to do that. We're here to say, hey, there's some real unsung heroes in all of this. And how can we, based on the National Association of School Psychologists, model this for our children? And I think the first thing is, remember when you get on a plane, think of your last time you're on a plane. And if you're on Southwest, it's funny because they make it cute. And any other airline is very dry and by the book. Should the oxygen mask deploy, put the oxygen mask on yourself, then on the child or the special needs person with you. And that's real important because if we aren't breathing and we aren't clicking on all cylinders, we cannot make life-saving decisions. So real quick, this is camera rich. Just take a quick screenshot. Take care of your own needs first. You need to address how you feel about this. Talk to other adults and make sure you're getting plenty of rest, water, and nutrition. Because our children are watching, even when they are moody teens and pretend like we are idiots. It's okay. They are paying attention to how we step into a crisis and handle it. Now, what I love is that we can create that community and connection over the positive aspects of these unsung heroes. Not that the event was positive, but looking at who stepped up and who didn't. There were a lot of people in decision-making power that did not. And I want you to know, I don't have all the answers, but I do know we need to lift up and send virtual hugs to these workers. This is a sheriff's deputy right here, and he was doing search and rescue for children. And one of the interviews that they did said, it doesn't matter how many years you have on the job. It doesn't matter how many training classes you've done. It doesn't matter how much PT you put in and how strong you are physically. Nothing prepares you to search for children. And my mama heart felt that to the depths of my soul. Nothing prepares you to search for children. And this is really hard because our children, especially if they don't fall inside that bell curve of what people call neurotypical, they don't understand that a flood 1,000 miles away or 500 miles away isn't coming for them. So this is really important. Hear me, warriors. Hear me, warriors. This is really important that we articulate this to our children. Yes, they did have a flood. No, we are not at risk. And you're okay. You're safe. You're with me. And that's really important because the news streaming in your household 24/7, don't do it. Okay. Now, next, from the National Association of School Psychologists, remain calm and reassuring. Children take cues from you, the adult, acknowledge the loss, and assure them that they are safe. Hear me, warriors. I know we love to know what's going on, and we've got to watch the news, and we've got to, that's why we have these so that we can put our AirPods in with radiation blockers on them, and we can catch up on what's happening and what's taking place without blaring it through our household and exposing young minds that can't comprehend the devastation that it's not an imminent danger for them. I know, unpopular opinion, but it's the truth. And I have learned that we are stronger than we know. and that we are here to help each other. I am absolutely floored at the grown ass adults that have made such ridiculous claims on social media, and they've gotten fired and they've been reprimanded, but the damage is done. And it's so sad that we have to bring politics into all of this. These are children's lives. Grow up. Okay, now PSA is over. Public service announcement for the day. Okay, so we're moving right along. This is a camera-rich environment, so please feel free to take screenshots. And just an aside, I want you to know I have a book coming out, and it is a mystery set on the island of Okinawa in southern Japan. That's where my son was born. And it is really unique because I worked with a team out of New York that helped me write a mystery chapter, leave you with a cliffhanger. Then we do a lesson for the warrior mom, and it comes with a journal. Now, I am not talking about a diary. This is a journal with an assignment. And what I want you to do these next few days, as all of this tragedy unfolds, and the news is 24/7 and sharing all the depressing devastation, I want you just to observe. If something makes you uncomfortable, and this is lesson 1 in the book, observe. If something makes you uncomfortable, just observe. You don't need to change it. Just sit with it. Observe. Say, what is this trying to teach me? Because once our eyes are open, once we are aware of what's going on and how it affects our children. I mean, we didn't grow up with a 24/7 news cycle and, 1,000 channels and instant access to everything on a smartphone that has more memory than my first computer. This is really important. We love technology. We use technology to help others. We do not allow it to use us. Hear me, warriors. This is worth repeating. We love technology because it helps us help others. We use it to help others. We do not let technology use us. And it is very important that we protect our children and their young minds so that they do not internalize that the world is ending and there's all these floods and it's coming for my house when it's 500, 1,000 miles away. Please censor the news in your home. Please. All right. And in this book, we talk about, hey, just observe. Observe what's going on. Look around you, observe. For the next 24 hours, I want you to write down everything you observe that makes you uncomfortable and why we want to change it. I usually want to change it because I don't want to deal with whatever it's trying to teach me. I know. I told you, source of truth, transparency, and trust here. I don't want to deal with it, whatever that uncomfortableness is trying to teach me. And I've learned that when I ignore it, I just get to go around the mountain one more time, and I get to learn it at a later date more painfully. So we're just observing, and we're wondering, why does this make me uncomfortable, and why do I want to change it? Well, it makes me uncomfortable to hear the news blaring 24/7 because it's all news entertainment. I mean, that's my background. I left the industry because it was just so horrible. It's a script because it's owned by people that want to control the narrative of our world. And that's garbage. We are here to think for ourselves and to make wise, informed decisions. So, give you a little insight into the book. It's releasing in August, and we will have another big launch in October. So, please pencil that into your calendar. More on that later. Now, in this recent tragedy, my primary concern is the children, because this camp was so important to so many families. And people are coming out and having all kinds of conspiracy theories. Just stop. These families are grieving. These families are grieving in the depths of their hearts. They are grieving. They don't need your political BS. So just stop. All right. In the name of love, stop it. All right. So moving on. I love that we can say what's best for right now and what can I do right now that will make my life better in 30 days from now. That's not original. I got that from a really wise person in my life that's probably young enough to be my own daughter. And she's like, I am a new parent and I am thinking, what do I want to do right now today that will make my life more manageable in 30 days? And I love that because it helps me stop and think. Just pause before I react. Now, many of you have heard me talk about my recovery story, and I love that one of the readings in our book says, whatever we argue and defend against becomes real. I have learned to smile and nod and go, you could be right. I'm willing to think about that. Okay, hear me, warrior. That was a nugget. You might be right. I'm willing to think about that. And in my mind, I'm going, you're an idiot. And I want to tell you why, but they're not going to listen. So it's really important that we just think first, does this person have the emotional capacity or mental capacity to, or maturity to actually have an intelligent conversation? Or are they just going to get offended and storm off? Okay. So moving right along. I love this last thing. This is really good. Here we go. Camera Rich. Acknowledge and normalize feelings. Allow children to discuss feelings and concerns, but don't force them to talk about the disaster. Listen, empathize, and let them know most initial reactions are normal, because we're going to freak out at first and then we're going to settle into a routine. Obtain assistance for feelings and concerns that suggest anyone's in harm's way, because our children tend to internalize so much because of the instant technology system where society we're in, this culture. And that's not normal. And it is not healthy. Please check out the other episode on EMF. The brains of children are so affected by it, and it causes inflammation. And it, especially in special needs children, there's no filter because their brains are still developing regardless of their age. And it's really important that we are protecting their body, mind, and soul from all of this instantaneous global communication. And I know, not popular, it's the truth. Doesn't change it. And I love this next picture, and credit to the artist. I do not know who came up with it. Shout out to Dana Breen, who posted it. I am so blessed by this poster. Now, I'm a believer. You do you, boo. And this last picture just brought me joy after they announced finding the bodies of these young girls. And I'm not making light of any of this. And my heart and prayer goes out to them. And if you know the artist, please chime in the chat. And I just love that they're happy and Jesus is meeting them and they're safe and sound and out of harm's way. And I don't know about you, but I mean, this is becoming so frequent. It's frightening as an adult. I mean, I have an education, I've had a career, I decided to start a family. Now I've launched this career. And I love that we can just be honest with each other, because I want the Warrior Nation to be your source for truth, transparency, and trust. Now, if I share something here that's inaccurate, I typically will mention it in the follow-on episode so that you know we are updating that information as new information comes in. To date, over 109 people have passed in this tragedy. And that's hard. That's hard. And there are, several dozen still missing. So if you have any information, please call the hotline. And I did not get the picture in here that shows the charity to check out the charities. I just want you to write this down. Go into Google and type in Charity Navigator, like the Lincoln SUV, Charity Navigator, and it will give you. I have a direct link. When I repost this as the reel, I will put it in the comments if the platform lets me, because this is going to about 5 different platforms. And Charity Navigator, and my link will put you exactly in contact with the charities specifically for this flooding event. And you can safely choose the one. I'm not going to recommend one. You can choose the charity you're most comfortable contributing to. Remember, here at the Warrior Mom, we're all about community, connection, then contribution as we champion our calling and walk in purpose. I hope you got value. Please let us know in the chat. And if you know someone that's affected by this, please share this with them so that we can celebrate them as well and lift them up and support them in any way possible. Guys, it doesn't have to be the big heroic Coast Guard guy that saved 165 plus lives. It can be the sheriff's deputy or the camp counselor that told the girls to hang on to the clothesline. Don't let go of the clothesline. Stay here on the clothesline. Someone will get you, and the water rushed her away. She saved their lives. Every one of those girls was rescued. I know that there will be more stories as we go. I felt on my heart that this was really important to honor the heroes of this event and to honor those who serve. Our first responders need our prayers more than ever. I am Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom, at the Warrior Nation, your source for truth, transparency, and trust. Warriors unite.